Alright guys, alright. So the video's a little late today. We was waiting for the news to drop. We're waiting for DeSantis to come out and to say what he wanted to say. Because I knew he would have had to say something. But we're going to talk about Biden's mandate. You know, the one that's supposedly only for 100 businesses, right? Not exactly. It's for 100 businesses for now. And, we'll talk about people with under 100 staff later. Sort of thing, right? But anyway, let's break it all down. Let's tell you exactly what you need to know. Why this is a bad idea, whether it's legal or not. And what is actually happening with this. So, Biden's vaccine mandate for private sector's workers to begin on the 4th of January. Why the 4th of January? Because it's after Christmas. And the last thing Biden wants is another crisis. And he knows if he brings it in before the 4th of January, that's going to cause a crisis. He knows people aren't going to get this. He knows that. He knows this is going to affect the global exchange of goods. Or the global economy. And he knows that. He's still proceeding to do this, even though we just literally had a referendum on Biden's accomplishments in Virginia, and that went well. Or even, you know, New Jersey. But at the end of the day, he's still pushing with this idiotic plan because he's a puppet. He's a marionette, right? He's sitting there with his strings, you know, no strings on me. Right, you know, they obviously, you know, insert meme here for, obviously for Iron Man, I think it was, Iron Man 3. But, yeah, you know, the David Spade's character, no strings on me. But, yeah, but basically at the end of the day, he's a marionette. He's been told to bring this in by the powers that be, by the globalists, by the New World Order, and they know it's going to be unpopular. They know there's going to be pushback, and they're just kind of hoping that they just might be able to outlast it. And of course, we've had Australia, which is the test bed for the New World Order. You know, great, terrific, my home country. Yay, yay me. But at the end of the day, he knows this is going to be unpopular. He knows this is going to disrupt Christmas. He's already got problems with the supply chain, global supply chain already, let alone what's going to happen if this comes through. So at the end of the day, he's played it the 4th of January. Which is weird, because they've put it through as an emergency use, or emergency powers. It's an emergency, but you're going to wait like 2 months before bringing it in? It's like saying, quick, darling, we got an emergency. We've ran out of Coke, Coca-Cola, right? I need to go to the shops and buy some more. I'm saying Coke because I drink it by the litres. I need to go and buy more, right? And then she turns around and says, okay, but we'll do it in 2 months. It's like, no, bitch, now! I've got no caffeine! I'm going to start ripping off my shirt and hulking out if I don't get me caffeine. Right? Who waits 2 months to do an emergency powers? Besides someone that's trying to wait until after Christmas. So even the whole emergency use thing could be argued in court. Because, you know, that waiting period. But regardless. So, obviously, at the end of the day, the Washington Reuters, Biden will enforce a mandate that workers at the US companies with at least 100 employees will be vaccinated against COVID-19 or be tested weekly starting the 4th of January. Now, it hasn't been legal up until this point. It's still not illegal not to do any of that up until the 4th of January. And Florida's already announced that they're going to go through and challenge it in court. So it hasn't even been put out yet. The paperwork hasn't even been filed. It's like 500 pages. Hasn't even been like officially released yet. And already Florida is going, nah man, we're going to Florida, man, this shit. I really like Ron DeSantis, actually, at the moment. I really like him. But yeah, the Florida man is like, nah, fuck this, man. We're not doing this, all right? Yeah, you can stick it up here, you know what? So, he has responded, and obviously we will watch that video. Or at least the 5-minute cliff notes of it. But yeah, so governor from Iowa, Indiana vowed to fight the new rule immediately, arguing that it infringes on individual freedoms. Other states such as Arkansas, Florida, which is, you know, DeSantis, are expected to join later today, and they did. Despite growing political opposition, the delayed rollout of the mandate offers a reprieve to businesses facing labour shortages during the holiday season. Biden's related decision to push back on the deadline for federal contractors the same date suggests the White House accommodate requests from companies and industry groups because the last thing they want is a global shortage over Christmas. He doesn't want to be seen as the Grinch. Now, the interesting thing here, right, is that the administration rules over 100 employees, right? But they also say that for any businesses with less than 100 employees, they're actually going to do like this sort of like this 490 page, sorry. They're going to go through and do this review and they're going to have a discussion about it. And, you know, that's just code for them, obviously buying time before they bring that in. So to all the people that sit there and say, oh, it's only 100 businesses or 100 employees or more, it doesn't affect, no, dude, it's going to affect you. Okay? Mark my words, the 100 employees is the start. After that, then they're going to change the goalpost to anybody with 30 employees or more. And then they're probably going to shift it again to anybody that's employed. So, I'm just trying to find out where if they mention it. I don't think they'll mention it in here. I actually noticed it on Tim's because Tim's covered it. So we might have to go through and we might have to actually play a little bit of Tim's video here. Timcast. See if we can find Timcast. No. Is it just Tim Paul? Here we go. It's worse than we thought. There we go. So, this is what Tim has said, and I'm trusting his judgment here because he does a pretty good job of obviously going through and researching this stuff. So, we just got to wait for this doing stupid ad. But at the end of the day, basically, it's anybody at the moment that's got 100 employees or more, but for anybody that's less than 100 employees, they're going to have this conversation. So, this is where Tim explains it.
That says by January 4th, if you have at least 100 employees, you must have a vaccine mandate. And for all companies under 100, they're going to wait for a public comment period.
Right, that's it. A public comment period. Which is basically a conversation. We're going to have a conversation with the people with less than 100 employees as to whether or not you should employ this rule. What do you think the answer's going to be, people? Yeah, sure. Now, obviously, DeSantis has gone through and gone all Florida man on this situation. So, obviously, we'll just listen to this for a few minutes.
Well, good afternoon. A year and a half ago, we started with 15 days to slow the spread, and now it's gone to get jabbed or lose your job. And today's OSHA rule, very long time coming. We were waiting for it. That was issued. If you look at it, here it is. It's almost 500 pages. And so we're supposed to be a government of laws, not a government of men. This is 500 pages of a government of a bureaucracy, a government that is being run by executive edict, not in accordance with the typical constitutional processes. And the state of Florida is going to respond, and we will combat the OSHA rule. As soon as it's published, the state of Florida will be joining with Georgia and Alabama, as well as private plaintiffs, to file suit. This is a rule that is not
Right. So they basically said they're going to join Georgia and all these other states who are obviously filing suit. I know the Daily Wire is also filing suit. Let's just say the people that are stacking up to challenge this rule, it's starting to be a very, very long line. So, is Biden's vaccine mandate legal? So, take this website with a grain of salt, right? We don't know their political affiliations, but on its face, requiring businesses more than 100 to require vaccination or testing is perfectly legal, right? But whether it would stand a legal challenge before a conservative Supreme Court is another matter. So even they're like, well, you know, yeah. Whether it's prudent or warranted, i.e. necessary, is yet another question. The mandate relies on the little-used provision of law from 1970. So, personally, I don't think it's legal. I think that's why he's going through this OSHA law, trying to go through and trying to get it. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer. Don't take legal advice from me. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's legal. I think Biden knows it's not legal. He knows it's not going to pass the Supreme Court. So he's just trying to cram it through anyway, right? And obviously, as for, you know, like I said, we've got Daily Wire, we've got Florida, we've got Georgia. In fact, we've got 10 states that are actually suing over this vaccine mandate. So, like I said, quite a long list. AGs in Missouri, Nebraska, Alaska, Arkansas, Iowa, Montana, New Hampshire, New Dakota, South Dakota, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Wyoming are suing President Biden for multiple federal agencies and officials over the guidelines. And you can add Florida and Georgia to that list. I don't think Georgia was on that list there, which is weird because Georgia was one of the first ones. But the lawsuit alleges the vaccine requirement violates federal promiscuous law, the 10th Amendment, and the separations of power and the administration. So, like I say, there's a lot of people lining up. It's just like, yeah. GOP senators challenged Biden's vaccine mandate. So, members of the US Senate launched a challenge to roll back Biden's mandate for large businesses. During a news conference on Wednesday, Senator Jerry Moran, who's a Republican from Kansas, I believe, said he's joined 40 others to formally disapprove and nullify the vaccine mandate. So, yeah, that's happening. Vaccine mandate. What you need to know about the January 4th deadline. Now, this is obviously from CBS, so, you know, establishment. But Biden's administration on Thursday, it's unveiled its new plan, blah, 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 blah. Under the plan, employees with more than 100 employees must choose whether they will require workers to be fully vaxxed or undergo a weekly test within 30 days of the plan's publication. Now, like we've said to you, it's not just going to be the 100 employees. Okay? Forget that. The mandate doesn't apply to remote workers who work exclusively from home. But if you go into the office one day a week, you're then not exclusively from home, are you? So, yeah, I would say good luck with this passing the Supreme Court, but, you know, we'll see what happens. Utah lawmakers want to defy Biden's vaccine mandate. Now the Salt Lake Tribune is complaining or saying that there's not many options available. Right, sure. We'll see the options start to line up, right? And obviously Kentucky AG Daniel Cameron sues to block Biden's mandate for federal contractors. And it's not just like it's a white thing either. You know, the black population is vastly unvaccinated, or, you know, there's a certain percentage that is higher in the black corporation, not corporation, black consensus. that don't want to be vaccinated. And I don't blame them after things like the Sikh Yemen and stuff like that. I don't blame the black population for not wanting to get vaxxed. I don't want to get vaxxed myself, personally. I haven't had to yet because of my work, but the walls are closing in, so to speak. They're going to realise sooner or later I'm not vaxxed and then ask me to do it. And then I'll obviously have to see what happens. But I'm kind of hoping by that stage we've changed this, because there's been a lot of interesting information coming out regarding especially masks. You know, that whole, 15-20% effectiveness of regarding masks. So, yeah. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you think this is going to hold up? Do you think he's just trying to ram it through, even if the Supreme Court rejects it? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Also, let me know, do you think this is going to affect his midterms? I can imagine so, yeah. I can imagine the ads ran by the GOP right now. You know, don't vote for Biden. He governs by decree. Vote for us. Something along those lines. Let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously, this video has been helpful. Please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Obviously, guys, feel free to share this video with all your friends and family, because obviously that helps us grow. Apart from that, guys, let us know what your thoughts are in that comment, and we will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a great night. Enjoy yourself. And go you, DeSantis. Go you, good thing. I want Trump and DeSantis running mates, and then DeSantis the year after that, the election cycle after that for the next 2 years. So Trump for 2024 through to 2028, DeSantis 2028 through to the 2036, I think it would be. Apart from that, guys, have a great night, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube.